So, in this video, we are going to talk about how to increase your willpower. And to give you a little perspective of things, one thing that I've realized is that willpower is not about forcing yourself to do things. It is actually about how your brain is wired naturally. There is this part in your brain which is called the anterior midcingulate cortex. It is the area which kicks in when you need that extra push to go through the discomfort of doing something, when you need to do something that feels very difficult and heavy. Think of it like the muscle of willpower. So now, if you train this muscle in your brain, life becomes a lot more easier actually, because what happens is that difficult things don't really feel that difficult anymore because you're actively training that part of your brain. And I had this realization when I was doing my practice for MMA. Now, the thing is, I did not take up MMA because I want to be a fighter. Not necessarily. I just wanted to break from my daily routine of doing the same things over and over again. Because I felt like if you are, of course, routines are good and everything, but if they are not reflecting your true path or what you have envisioned for yourself, then I think you need to break free from your routines. So, what happened was that I realized that I was repeating the same patterns over and over again. And the moment I stepped into something completely new, I felt like, you know what? I have stepped into a different timeline altogether, a version of me that is more closer to the life that I actually think about and the actually I dream of. Because in my dream life, in my ideal life, so to say, I always picture myself being involved in some kind of a physical sport. So choosing MMA wasn't just very random, it was very intentional. It was in a way that I was aligning myself with a version of me that I desired to be, basically. And trust me, when you are sparring or when you're learning new techniques, it is not easy. It is not easy. Your body protests and your mind tells you, you can just skip it. Don't go today. It tells you constantly that. But that is exactly where willpower grows. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go and do MMA specifically. The principle here is pick something which is physically challenging for you. It could be playing football, playing volleyball. For me personally, I love volleyball, so I would have gone for volleyball, but it wasn't available, so that is another case. You can do yoga, you can lift weights, or you can also try running. What happens is when your body does something which is hard and something that you haven't done before, which is also physically challenging, blood flow increases, your brain function improves, and that anterior mid-conjugate cortex, it gets stronger. Science shows us that every time you push your body through some kind of a resistance, you are training your brain to handle resistance in other areas of life as well. And another way I like to think about building willpower is by doing things that are slightly uncomfortable but still manageable. So, you know how people talk about taking cold showers as a go to, but honestly, there are more ways to do it. It could be something like waking up earlier than what your comfort zone allows you, or fasting for a few hours longer than you would actually like. And these things are not extreme, but they are not also convenient either. And they're enough inconvenient that your mind will resist. And every time you overcome that particular resistance, you get a little hit of dopamine because your brain recognizes it is very quickly. It's just like I did something hard and I accomplished it. Like think about the time when you solve a math equation and your mind suddenly goes, damn, I could do that. That is so amazing. And you get that dopamine as well. So that's how you rewire yourself to stop running from discomfort. There is a mental side to it as well, right? Now, learning something difficult means that you are doing strength training but for your brain. And I'll give you a personal example here. So, when I was in 8th grade, I wanted to learn guitar and I even got one. I got one, but what happened was that I was so focused on becoming excellent on day one that I lost my patience and my fingers started hurting. The strings felt harsh because that's what happens when you're too focused on the end result rather than the process. Then everything else just adds on to it and on to it, and then you just give up, right? So that's what happened with me. So I ended up giving up upon it. And then the guitar literally just sat around the corner for years. I did pick it up on and off, but never really consistently. In fact, I hadn't touched it properly for about 6 to 7 years. But what happened was just about a month ago, I decided to pick it up again with a completely different mindset. Now, this time, I was not, and I'm still not thinking about mastering it or about impressing some invisible audience that we all have in our heads. And I just want to, right now, I just want to play it because it's fun, because it gives me pleasure, because it is something that I can enjoy adding to my skill set. And when you approach things like that, which is that you're doing it not out of force or out of some validation that you need from somebody, consistency becomes natural. You don't feel pressured to arrive somewhere. You just enjoy the process, and that's when real growth comes forth. And that is what I mean when I say that doing something difficult grows your brain. It does not have to be about pain or struggle or hustle or this or that. It's about engaging with challenges from a right mindset. So, when you stretch your mind like this, you expand the frequency you operate on. Because when you are doing something out of your routine, you're literally shifting timelines. You stop staying stuck in the narrow loop of easy things and align yourself with higher possibilities. Of course, none of this works if your foundation is not strong, if you are sleep deprived, if you're dehydrated, or you're living on junk food. Your brain then already is fighting a battle before the challenge has even begun. Prioritizing your health, getting quality sleep, staying hydrated, eating nourishing food is not about feeling good. It creates an environment where your brain can actually grow new pathways, where it can think clearly, where willpower can thrive instead of a burnout. And one more thing that ties it all together is meditation and breath work. It may sound simple as compared to doing something extreme like playing a sport or doing MMA and stuff like that, but when you sit down and breathe consciously, you're actually training the same part of the brain that helps you handle discomfort. Because it is not easy to sit with yourself, it is not easy to sit in silence. You are teaching yourself to sit with what is instead of running from it. And meditation is necessarily alignment. It puts you in tune with your higher self, where you can get answers to the thing which you feel are very difficult to deal with. So, whether you are pushing through some hardcore training or picking up a new skill, fasting for a few hours, or just sitting with your own breath, all these are the ways of teaching your brains and your soul that discomfort is not the enemy at all. Discomfort is indeed the gateway, and the more you walk through it, the closer you get to becoming the version of yourself you have always envisioned to be. And with that, I will see you in the next video.